welcome to Kris Loves Crochet. I'm Kris, and happy October. Yes, it is the beginning of October, and we've got lots of things to celebrate in October and to recognize and to give some time to. First and foremost, in the month of October, with the color pink, is my birthday. It's my birthday. It's officially on the 19th of the month, and I will be celebrating all month long. I will be heading out to a beach somewhere and renting a little villa and getting some nice fresh air. I'm so looking forward to that. Also, it is traditionally Susan G. Komen's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. In the spirit of pink and Barbie, I think that it would be great if we could focus some of the energy there. And I started with my little pussy hat. My little pussy hat. I know, we've got them. We've all made them. Crystal from Bag a Day, she did them. She did one and I did it. I didn't have, I can't find this type of value yarn here that's perfect for these kinds of things, so I had to deconstruct something that I had made and brought with me so that I could use my hot pink. And I put a little kitty cat whiskers on there. So it's my little kitty cat hat. It's going to Whitney, my daughter. But I love it. I love the little kitty cat hat. Whatever we can do as we're celebrating Barbie and women, don't forget the boobies and celebrate the tatas. And yeah, a little bit of breast cancer awareness this month would be fantastic. Mama G and Rusty from Mama G Gear, they have decided on a date for their Mental Health and Meows auction, the first auction of the year. Will it be the first one of the year? Anyway, the one that they're going to have here shortly will be in October. It will be October 20th, the day after my birthday, because my birthday. So put that on your calendar and make sure and check her out. I'm sure she'll have some yummy hand-dyed yarn that she has been doing. If you haven't been watching that, she's been doing some great hand-dyed yarn. Her and Dee from Dee's Creative Hands and her husband, Mark, they've been dyeing yarn, and it's gotten me the dyeing bug. I am dying to dye. And so far I have received, look, I ordered it off of Amazon, so I found someone who was doing free shipping even to Thailand. There's a few people out there, a few merchants out there that are doing that, and so I think this was off of that. This is 75% superwash merino wool, 25% nylon, 100 grams each hank, 400 meters or 435 yards. Pretty sure it is a fingering weight, sport weight. Anyway, I don't care what it is. I am waiting on the dyes to come in. I'm getting some primary colors so that I can try out some dip dyeing like Mama G was doing to try to get a rainbow. So I hope that's gonna work. And everybody is working on their Boggy Creek blanket. I have some squares that are heading out. I don't know that they're gonna make it in time for the double duck deer. I'm gonna put it in the mail and then add a rush to it and see what happens. Anyway, even if it doesn't, Lynn-Ann's still taking them. So the Boggy Creek blanket drive is still going strong. Cinnamon Stitches has something out, has a pattern out, a tutorial out for a blanket. Jan just finished up her an Alaskan crafter. She just finished up her challenge for September, the stained glass, and I heard them say that they did get an okay from the camp to have a whole room, 2 rooms, I believe, 2 camper rooms completely dedicated to just the stained glass look. Blankets, which is going to be fantastic. Lynn-Ann's doing a great job on all of those squares and finding some different patterns for them. Thinking about the Boggy Creek blankets, thinking about donating to those in need and charities. I wanted to put a shout out to Mama G. She's starting a community tab, I believe, of different organizations that are in need, in addition to, not instead of, in addition to Boggy Creek. If you're having trouble getting things to them, if you're having trouble doing an entire blanket, if you don't like to do granny square, for whatever reason, or you've already sent in 20 blankets, now what are you gonna do? You can always send more, I know. But you can find some local charities to give to. I went online and I found some information for some local, to me, charities and places that accept donations here in Bangkok. Now, it is very warm here, and so blankets really aren't going to be the thing. However, they do have a slum here where the elderly are in need of blankets overnight. When it gets kind of cool, gets chilly overnight for about a month, and they're in need of blankets. So I'm going to reach out to them. But also, there's something here called Childline. They're in lots of different countries. They have one in Bangkok. And it is for kids, for minors of any age that are coming from a difficult home, whether there's some sort of abuse going on, or just they're lonely, whatever the reason is that they need to reach out, they can reach out at Childline. And they have a helpline. They have a place in Bangkok called The Hub that is run by the Childline, the local Childline, and it's a place for them to actually physically go and hang out after school, or if they're not in school, or if they need a place to stay, they can go there. So I'm looking into starting something with my crochet club at school, doing a blanket. Now, these kids are just learning how to crochet. So one of them has just taken off. Here's a little aside here for you. Here's a picture. I asked her if I could take a picture. She said, oh, sure. And then I said, will you hold it? She said, no. But here's a picture of her heart that she did. This is her second attempt. I did not help her. I showed her how to do a slip stitch, showed her how to chain, showed her how to do a single crochet. She went out and she found the tutorial online, and between one Tuesday to the next Tuesday had made one. She's desperately making something for her mother for her mom's birthday, and she thought this would be great, which I agreed. And she was having some trouble getting it even. She was showing me what she was doing, and through this week's club, and I showed her where she was missing an increase and how to count it better. And so then the next day I have her in psychology class, and she just wanted to show me her heart that she went home that night and she finished. That's the one that I'm showing you. It's amazing. This girl's been crocheting for once a week for a month. So like what, 3 times, 4 times? It's amazing. She's fantastic. Emmy, she's doing a great job. Anyway, so other than that, we're working on single crochets. We're gonna be working on double crochets soon. So what I'm hoping to do is to start a foundation, maybe a row or 2 of some double crochets of some different colors. I'll have some different colors in for them to choose from, and they can take turns doing a row, because it'll take them an hour or more to get a row done. But they'll have a single row of double crochet, and then I can come in and do a few rows of double crochet, and maybe I can stick in there some of Cinnamon Stitch's pattern to add some different colors, different styles, you know, throughout the rows. And then the next week have another kid put in a line of double crochet, so they're kind of taking turns on it. I just think that would be great. And then have that to take for a field trip later on in the year to the hub, and give that and anything else they want to make for the kids over there. So a blanket just to be comfy and cozy and comforting. As opposed to something that we need to have a lot of blankets for to keep all of the kids warm. Just something that they can go, if they're having a hard time, they can sit and kind of cuddle with, you know, and that know that other kids have made that for them, with them in mind. Like a prayer shawl. You all know what a prayer shawl is. You have a person in mind as you crochet or make something for someone. And I just really believe a lot of that energy, a lot of that positivity goes with that thing. And so I'm real excited to present that to them this week, to see about making a blanket with the thought of Boggy Creek and those kids in our mind. We're on the other side of the world. Let's help some kids in this side of the world, and give them a little bit of love in a crochet fashion. So we're gonna work on that. I have another finished object. Do I have that around the right way? These are my little granny square earrings, or stitch markers. I made them with stitch markers, the stitch marker thing. I made them like stitch markers with the stitch marker thing. I said that again because I think I hit the microphone. So anyway, I finished filming the tutorial. So now I'm just waiting to download it. No, upload it from my phone to my to my Amazon Photos so that then I can download it onto my laptop so that I can use my editing software so that then I can upload it to YouTube and then have it published on YouTube, rendered, published, whatever. And with my Wi-Fi situation, that takes me days. So I did just post a Vlogtober, my first Vlogtober. So for October 1st, I just posted that. And so I'm going to do that this month. And each day, just do right on my phone and no editing and just send it directly to YouTube. It was much quicker that way. Just sent it directly to YouTube, no editing or anything. They're just going to be little short things and try to get some things up that way. And so that it's not quite as stressful on my head. I love doing this. I love doing these. But they stress me out trying to get them done. And then I'm like, oh, I don't have time to do all of that. And then more is happening. And then I want to finish something before I do the filming of the podcast. And I just get so stressed out. I'm like, I'm going to do Vlogtober. I will do podcast as I can throughout the month and show you more things. I'm kind of all over the place today. Those things are happening. Some other finished objects that I have. I was working on some more amigurumis. So, remember I showed you the bumblebee? I showed you the bumblebee that I made for reception 2, the R2 class. And apparently R2, I went and I found out, the R1s are 3 to 4. The R2s are 4 to 5. And then it goes into year 1, which are 5 to 6, I think. And year 1 is kindergarten. So R1 is pre-K 1, R2 is pre-K 2, and then year 1 is kindergarten. And so you get to year 10 and it's 9th grade. That's how British schools do it. So anyway, so I made all of that to say, remember I made that bumblebee for the bumblebee class for the R2s. Well, there are 2 R2 classes. There are the bumblebees and then there are the dragonflies. And so, of course, after I made the bumblebee teacher contacted me, my neighbor, my friend, Shauna. She contacted me to ask me if I would please make a dragonfly for her co-teacher for the other R2s. That it was her birthday coming up. She loves green, she loved the bumblebee, and would I please make her one? Of course. I didn't have a whole lot of green. So this is what I did. I hope I'm leaning the right way. I don't know, maybe I'll make it big. So that's the dragonfly. I just think he's so cute. And then, of course, our headmaster, who spends a lot of his time in the primary school, he's so cute. I can always find him out on the playground. If the little ones are out playing, he's out there chasing them around and playing. It's the cutest thing. Anyway, the headmaster asked me if I knew how to make a croco shark. A croco shark. I was like, what? A croco shark? You sure you don't mean what was the not crocodile? A dino croc. I've seen those dinosaur crocodiles, in the sci-fi movies, whatever, from the Sci-Fi Channel. I love those awful movies. I love them. And he said, no, crocodile shark, the head of a crocodile and the body of a shark. I'm like, well, I'm sure I could figure it out. Why? He said, because that's what the little kids love for me to be, to pretend that I am when I chase them around. Crocodile, shark. I don't know. So I'm making that for him. And so, of course, I had to ask my immediate boss, the head of secondary, what she would be interested in. And she doesn't know. Her favorite color is purple, though. I asked her what her favorite colors were, and immediately it's purple. It's like, okay, purple it is. So she is also a swim coach. And so I have found a pattern for a mermaid. I think that's what I'm going to do for her, is a mermaid. So I did ask her, does it have to be a real animal or can it be any kind of crazy? She said, oh, any kind. Purple. Okay. So I'm going to do that for her. I got a whip that I'm working on. I showed you before. I've gotten a little bit further. So this is my little poncho. My little poncho from Secret Yarnery. I love it. Just working on it slowly, just when I sit down and I can't get my fingers on anything else, and this is just sitting there in my my granny's closet 3G refuge bag. Isn't this one cute? The little Afro Magic one, is it, or 70s? I don't know which one it is. I love it. And this one and my elephant rainbow one. But anyway, that's what I keep this in, because it matches so nicely, right? Right? So I'm still working from this Hirschner's Mill Ends. I've gotten much further into this teal, so I'll be getting into the pink and then going darker very soon. So I should be able to use the whole thing. It's nice and airy, and so even if it turns out to be pretty large poncho, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay because it's nice and airy. So it'll just be nice and flowy, which I like that. Also from, this is Secret Yarnery week again. You'd think that's all I watch. It's not all I watch. I do watch her a lot. I do love her projects. I do a lot of her projects, but I also watch Cinnamon Stitches all the time. All the time. I just love listening to her. She's a hoot. And Sam from Manfa's Makes. I love watching her. And Llama Mama Kayla. And Amanda from Tat Mama 73 and the Beg Brigade. I love watching her. I don't know who else. Of course, Crystal. Bag a day. Anyway, so another one I've been working on. I mentioned before that I was going to do these squares to make an Afghan. It's not large enough for an Afghan, but to make something for the Afghan auction for Bag a Day. So I have started putting them together. How cool is that? That is, oh, the daisy's a little floofy, a little flouncy, because it's 3D, man. 3D, woo, woo. It's fantastic. And I went ahead and went around this little tulip and tacked down just right inside, so it's not nearly as floppy. I like that a lot, the way that worked out. So that's what I have so far. I'm very happy with how that is coming together. I had to order a little bit more yarn so that I could do the full border once I finish putting them together, all of the squares. So there's that. When it's all done, before I do the final border, I may have to look and see if I'm going to do a couple more squares. 3 by 4, so I would have to do, what am I doing? Like 4 more, maybe. That would make a square though. 4, 5, 6 more. I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. So did you see back here my top, my crocheted top? I guess it's a t-shirt because it has like its T, but it doesn't really have sleeves. Oh, but I have it on my mannequin here. My mannequin is my own little blow-up doll. It's a blow-up mannequin. That's what they're for. And she was a little funny looking. I talked about her on my first Vlogtober. She didn't have any pants on when I first sat down. I was like, that looks really weird. She looks naked. So I put some pants on her. She doesn't like it. She's a streaker. So I put this, so then I put this on her, but I put a little ruffle hat up there on her neck because she has no head. I gotta work with what I gotta work with, right? So I figured this would be easy to deflate and pack up and move. If I go to a new condo or whatever I need to do, I need to be able to pack up and move, and this yarn's already about as much as I can handle. So I didn't need a mannequin to go add to it. So anyway, I need a name for this top. I don't know what to call these little chains, these little drop downs, these little, it's like a rip top, torn top, but it's not torn. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. It's just it's just amusing out of my topsy-turvy head. What do you think? What do you think? So it's got these up here. It's got these little chains over here on the arm. And then on the bottom, it's kind of chainy. So maybe it's got some kind of chain name. It's because there's a lot, well, they're not really chains. There's trebles down here. Anyway, I'm working on the tutorial for that. I need a name for my mannequin. Everybody who's cool has a name for their mannequins. Everybody who's cool. So I don't know if I can get a name for my mannequin. I don't know if I'm cool enough, but I would like a name for my mannequin. So what do you think? It's a mannequin that ends in Q-U-I-N-N. I think there's 2 N's. Should she be Quinn? I put that question in my vlog, and I'm putting it here too. Yes, I'm repeating myself. Because I am. Because I can. Because I still don't have an answer. So, what do you think? Nam? Just Thai for water? Because she looks kind of watery. Oh, what's the Thai word for air? Maybe I should look that up. Or the Thai word for doll. I don't know. I should do a little bit more research on that. I hear a pigeon very close by. It's right outside my sliding glass door, but it feels like it's right here, hearing things. I think that's all I have for you. So get busy on your blankets or your whatevers, your donations, your charity work, your Halloween work, getting ready for Christmas work, your yarn dyeing. Tell me how that's going. If you're trying your hand at that, tell me if I should. I haven't started yet. I have some nice white yarn. Any of your charity work, your hats, your scarves, your amigurumis, those would be fun to donate to, especially the big plushy ones that don't take hardly any time, and there's something to hold, something for those who need to have something to hold. Old, young, middle-aged, it's always in a time of crisis. And if you're needing blankets from somebody else, you're probably in some sort of time of crisis. And it's always nice to hold on to something. And like I said, I think that your love goes with it. So think about spreading that love where you can. And now I have a hat. Did you see it? Woo! Mama G. I just had to do it. My granddaughter was in a video. I was video chatting with my daughter and granddaughters and son-in-law, and my granddaughter Freya, the 4-year-old, she just turned 4. She had pajama pants on her head, upside down, the waist over her head, and the legs sticking out like this. And she was running around because she had long hair. It was her long hair. And I was like, I remember doing that. I needed to have long hair, and I wanted the Barbie dolls or the dolls that, you can make the hair grow and then you crank it back up. Anyway. So I was like, I know what I'm going to make for her out of all that new yarn that I got. So remember the new yarn that I got? I made a beanie. I'm gonna stretch it out on my head. I made a beanie for her wee widow head with long hair. Look, Mama G, you're an inspiration to us all. So I made her some hair. So I hope that she enjoys that. So that's going with the little cat hat to the family. Also for my daughter, when I was working with my rainbows, I made her another bandana, just a bandana, because she had worn a different bandana that I made for her last school year. She wore it in to get a massage from a massage therapist that she works with. She works at a rehab center, so she went in and paid for her massage, but it's somebody that she knows. And this woman really liked her bandana. And so she asked for one, and so Whitney asked if I would make her one. So I thought, you know, those mandala ombres with all of the different emotion kind of names. And so there was one called, oh no, I just blanked. Balance. It's called Balance. So I made some different granny squares in Balance. Isn't that cool? Did a little bit of color controlling. Not really. Did I? No, I think it just ended up, I was just really lucky on this one. I still don't love how some of them look a little dirty with this little spots as it's changing. But I love these other colors in there. I just love that. So I figure, you know, a little balance for the massage therapist with her patchouli aroma and music going on and a little balance on her. I don't know. I thought that was cute. So, another finished object. Oh my gosh. Now, I did not do this whole thing this past week. I haven't even touched this thing since last school year. And I finally got it out, borrowed a sports ball pump, you know, from the PE teacher at school. And I finally finished my yoga ball. Finally finished. All I had to do somewhere along here was one strip, I think it's right here, that was connecting the two sides that I had finished last school year. And I had some of it done, and then I needed to put on the last of them to connect them. And then this is my little flap opening that when I go back in, I can find the end and then unstitch it, take out this single crochet along here, open up the flap, and that's where the air hole is. So I can let the air out and move, or if it gets low, then I can open it up and pump it back up. This is my Ottoman, so I can put my feet up. Yeah. Because you short ladies out there, height challenged, no, delightfully diminutive people out there, you know what I'm talking about. It's really difficult to find chairs, even couches that are comfortable, that you don't have to like keep your feet. I keep putting my feet up like on the coffee table or something. It hurts my heels. Pull up another chair, put my feet up for any length of time. I mean, I can sit for a little while. But then it just hurts. My feet are dangling, or I have to like slouch a little bit so it hurts my back so that I can put my heels on the floor. You know what I mean? So this is something that is pretty, that I did, that I can keep out in front of me, that I can kick back and put my feet up and just chill. I'm thrilled with it. Thank you, Krista at Secret Yarnery. And now that I'm finished, I'm like, I could make another one. It's not that big of a deal. There was something about finishing it. I think it's always, you know, those last few things for me. If I finish it, then I have to like it, be proud of it, or not. And as long as it's still in the whip stage or UFO stage, I don't have to make any kind of judgment on it. But if once I finish it, it's either going to be good or it's not going to be good in my eyes. And so I'm so glad that I finished it, because it was not that difficult, and it's hard to mess up. You just need, just have courage. Just have courage and just finish it and look at it. And if you don't like it, big deal. Big deal. You've already spent the time on it, whether you frog it or leave it there and stare at it or not, right? Just finish it and embrace it. Embrace it. That was kind of weird. Okay. What is it that Jan says? Sprinkle a little kindness. Love that. So anyway, that's it for me. So stay true to yourself. Be kind to yourself and to others. And find your joy. I really hope you do. I love you. Bye, guys.